What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again in the city of Wakanda. I'm just kidding, guys. I wish I was there, and Zach too. But anyway, guys, we are finally here. This is our spoiler talk for Black Panther, which finally dropped, the 18th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I got my special buddy. I already said his name. You know who it is, Zach Pope. Zach, welcome back to the channel, man.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for having me, and what a better way to be collaborating again, talking about Wakanda, Black Panther, and everything ever. I mean, seriously, Wakanda forever. Let's just say that. I got my Black Panther shirt on. I just received it today, and I'm so excited to talk about this with you.
Well, I have my Rob Gronkowski shirt, even though the Patriots fucking lost. But anyway, I think that represents Kings. But, yeah, Zach and I, we're ready to talk about Black Panther, guys. So this is your spoiler warning. It's in the title and the thumbnail. So if you watch this review, even though if you haven't seen it, what's your problem? This is our spoiler talk for Black Panther. So spoilers, you have been warned one final time. Here we go. I had a lot of anticipation going into this movie, Zach. This was my second most anticipated film of the year. It's something completely different for the MCU. This is a 95% African-American cast involved in this film, and you had Ryan Coogler directing it. Directed Creed and Fruitvale Station, some of my favorite dramas in the past few years. Walking out of Black Panther for a second time today, this movie is absolutely phenomenal. I love this film. It's one of my favorite MCU films. And Zach, I know you pretty much agree with me, man. So what are your quick thoughts?
I mean, I love the film. When I first came out of it, this is what I put in my review, if you guys haven't seen my review. When I walked out of the film, again, like you, I had so much hype and anticipation for this film. I mean, after I filmed my most anticipated film list, I actually wish I would have bumped Black Panther to #1. Even over Deadpool 2, and if you guys know me, I love Deadpool, but the significance of this film in the culture of geeks and in just Hollywood in general is so much. Like you said, 95% African-American cast. That is awesome to see, and the fact that Marvel was the one to push the envelope on that is even better. But in my review, I stated this. There are a couple films in my life where after, no matter how much hype it is, I might have loved the film, but when I initially come out, I might feel a little bit disappointed. And there's 3 films in the MCU that have actually made it into that list where I come out and it exceeded my expectations. 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy, 2 is Spider-Man Homecoming, and 3 now is Black Panther. It exceeded my expectations on every level, and I absolutely love the film. Everything about this thing. I do have like minor flaws to it, but even after I saw it a second time last night, the film worked even more for me. Even my cons that I initially had, it kind of just got wiped away, and the film worked even more magically.
I completely agree with you, Zach. The ones you said, Guardians, Civil War, and Winter Soldier, to me exceeded my expectations. But everything about Black Panther just completely surprised me. This is a completely different film than what we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As far as the world of Wakanda, the characters involved, Ryan Coogler's direction, and the African-American feel to the story just really did surprise me. Let's just talk about what really impressed me about this film. Wakanda. This is a world full of vibranium that is shielded from the outside world. No one even knows Wakanda exists. That's completely interesting. I just want to visit this world right now. And Ryan Coogler made it come realistic. I just love how the city of Wakanda looks. And the performances really did surprise me in here. We'll talk about Michael B. Jordan first as Eric Killmonger. You and I pretty much agree, Zach. He is the best MCU villain we've had to date. Just the rage he brings as Eric Killmonger is amazing, because we have never seen these types of villains before that are so interesting. He's one of those villains that you can completely resonate with. Like you said, the Joker as a perfect example. He's not just a villain that wants to blow up the world for no reason. No, he has motivations and reasonings for why he's doing the things that he's doing. Even though you know what he's doing is wrong, but you're so invested in it. That's what I loved about Killmonger.
Yeah, no, Killmonger is easily the best MCU villain. And I even said this. He is the best comic book villain we have had since the Joker in The Dark Knight. And that, I mean, that's 10 years difference. That's a lot. I mean, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, I mean, maybe if it was played by someone else, it wouldn't have worked so well. But, I mean, the character was so well written. That's why it worked so well. And then add on that you have one of the best actors, best and up-and-coming actors in Hollywood playing him. I mean, Michael B. Jordan carries charisma and swagger to him that makes you, like, even though, like, he's playing the role, you're like, yeah, I want to be on Killmonger's side. He's a pretty good badass. He has a cool mask. He has just a cool physique to him, and just everything about him, like just his character. The guy is willing to do anything. That opening scene with him in the art gallery is one of the best scenes in the whole film, when it's just coming up and panning at him, and he's like, oh, well, what's this, and what's this? And he totally just denies the girl and shuts her down. He's like, nah, that's from Wakanda. That is so cool. And then Andy Serkis comes in as Ulysses Claw, and just all shit just goes hell from there. But I mean, the thing about Killmonger that works even more is the guy is willing to do whatever to claim his throne. And you see that when he kills Claw, which, for me, really surprised me. I did not think they were going to kill Andy Serkis in this film.
Yeah, let's just get right into that since we're talking about Killmonger. When Ulysses Claw dies in this movie, I was like, oh, come on. Andy Serkis, he was so good in this movie. He was so over the top and awesome and batshit crazy. And that museum scene was amazing. And Killmonger, you're absolutely right. This guy is willing to do anything possible to take down T'Challa and be the king of Wakanda. And we got to talk about that. Oh my god, that combat scene completely surprised me. When Killmonger throws T'Challa over the waterfall, that was the film I was like, all right, Black Panther, I'm fucking in. This movie is amazing. Keep going with Killmonger. And that was just such an amazing scene. The combat scenes in this movie were really good. I just loved the way that they were shot and the action that happened in it.
Yeah, no, the action scenes in here are really well done. I'm sometimes they're a little choppy, but I mean, I'm not even gonna, like, side note, like, some of the action here, and this is what really sets it apart from a lot of other Marvel films, they're totally different. The whole film is totally different. I mean, you go to the opening scene, the opening scene feels like it's right out of Fruitvale Station or Creed or something else like that. Like, that opening scene felt like a Ryan Coogler film.
Yes.
And that's what the whole film is that, I mean, James Gunn puts his stamp on Guardians of the Galaxy. Joss Whedon put his stamp on that first Avengers film. But for some reason, this film totally felt like a Ryan Coogler film. It didn't feel like it was studio or anything. It felt like he had full freedom. That opening scene totally got us into the thing, but you said this action. Oh my god, the action. I really wanted a one-shot take like how Creed had. But I mean, I think my favorite action scene, even though all the, like, the ones when everyone's trying to fight T'Challa to become king were great. I mean, you said it. When he threw him off the cliff, I literally was like, okay, I know he's going to live somehow. I don't know how. I know somehow he's going to live because we've seen him in the Avengers trailer, but it's more of a shocking moment, like, oh my god, like, he's not in the, like, it's a big risk to not have your main lead actor be in the film for around 25 minutes. That's a really big risk to not have, but Marvel took it. Marvel took a risk with this film, but my favorite thing is when he sees his sister about to get killed by Eric Killmonger, and he just runs up, pushes him off, and just starts beating the shit out of each other, just falling into the vibranium mine. And you just see their suits lighting up, and it was such a cool effect because even though the cavern's really dark, you can see like who's hitting the punches, the way the audio in this, it just was totally perfectly put together, and I love that. It reminded me of that Spider-Man 3 scene with Spider-Man and Venom are punching each other.
That's what I was just about to say.
Black Panther Killmonger, just, you felt every hit. It was so emotional and brutal, and I love that scene. The imagery there was awesome. The cinematography is fantastic.
Yeah, it kind of turns into Lion King by that point in the film. But yeah, we're not going to talk about Lion King ripoff, which it's not. But let's talk about that opening scene, Zach, like you mentioned. It feels like Ryan Coogler has his full-on vision with this movie, and it completely was. It takes place in Oakland, and you had T'Challa's uncle and his father come into the room, and he kills his uncle, kills his brother. T'Challa's father is a murderer, and the fact that Killmonger is expressing that to him, like, this is who you want as your king? His father's a murderer! And you completely think, should I be on Killmonger's side? Like, it's so interesting. You completely understand why Killmonger is like this. It's crazy, and that's really a good setup for a great villain.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree. And I mean, the whole twist with that actually being a Forrest's character who was watching him was really cool. I mean, that whole scene where Eric just like, I'll kill you both then. boom, stabs him, turns around, throws T'Challa off. But yeah, that opening scene was great. I mean, you're totally right. Lion King reference right here. Let me hold up my little Black Panther Funko right there in the air for you. Hold him up like, he's like my little Simba right here. Alright, I know someone's gonna put some racist comment down there, but whatever. So, but I love that opening scene. I cannot express it enough, but you are right. Like, the whole film works so much better than any other Marvel film because Ryan Coogler took the time to further Eric Killmonger and give him depth. I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of him in the beginning. I wish would have gotten to him a little bit faster. But still, like, I mean, most Marvel films, it's like, villain pops up, hey, I'm this person. Cool. Disappears for half the film, comes back, kicks some ass, then they're gone. And that's the thing, is that going forward now, the MCU is going to have to prove big time with their Marvel villains. Now seeing that they can do it right. They know they can. Instead of just setting it up and building up through movies, they can work it in one film. So they got some big shoes to fill after this.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. No, this is another thing that I talked about in my spoiler-free review. The constant MCU humor that we're seeing lately in these Marvel movies. This movie completely takes itself seriously. Some really serious stuff happens in this movie, and it takes itself dramatically well. And it's Ryan Coogler. Like, he knows, like, he doesn't want to just make this joke after joke. It's a serious story, and that's what I really appreciated.
Yeah, no, like, the fact that there's no MCU humor in it, that's what totally caught me off, is that, like, wow, like, that, like, again, that's a risk. That's Marvel's formula. And, I mean, that's the thing. I like Thor Ragnarok, but I did agree that there was way too much humor in there. I get it. It was supposed to be a comedy, but at the same time, like, at times it took away from the film. Black Panther, when the humor is there, and most of it comes from Shuri, his sister, who, their relationship, I mean, that's the thing that works in this film. All the relationships between the characters work so well. But the humor between him and his sister, and even that relationship, that you can totally believe that they're a brother and sister, and that humor works there, and it's perfectly placed in the right spots in this film.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. I just love the way that the drama was incorporated into this film. So, Zach, we've completely talked about guys in this room. Let's talk about the badass women in Black Panther. Denai Guerrero. Holy shit, she was badass in this movie. And Lupita Nyong'o, Letitia Wright as T'Challa's sister. Such a breakthrough performance. All the women in this movie were amazing. Angela Bassett at T'Challa's mother, she was great as well.
Yeah, no, you are right on all the women's part. I mean, that's the thing about this film that I know some people are complaining about. That the women steal the whole movie from T'Challa. I mean, that everyone... This is going to be a little complaint, but not even a complaint. I think some people are going to have this issue, and I don't have this issue. I'm glad that everyone got a moment to shine. Even though sometimes there were bigger moments to shine over Black Panther, but at the end of the day, it's still a Black Panther movie. This world of Wakanda, I mean, you are totally right. Okoye, his main guard, the leader of this whole army, she is such a badass. I mean, I know she plays Michonne in The Walking Dead, but she is a complete badass. She has her scenes to steal. Lupita Nyong'o, though, is the biggest surprise for me in this film, because Marvel relationships I can take back and forth. I either like them or I don't like them. I believed her in Black Panther. I loved the relationship because it wasn't just pushing it on you. It wasn't like a fucking Thor and Natalie Portman relationship where you're just like, this is stupid. Like, 50 Shades of Grey has more interesting shit in here than their relationship. But the thing about that is that the relationship works so well because they're unique. She has her own views on the world, and so does he. And their banter back and forth, their relationship, I believed in it full-heartedly. And plus, yeah, she's a badass. She kicks ass. But you are right, Shuri. She's so awesome.
Yeah, for sure. One more thing I gotta say about Shuri. What are those? So now, Zach, let's talk about some things that completely surprised me. I gotta talk about the ending of this movie. When Eric Killmonger dies in this movie, I was like, this was such a great character. He's the best part of this entire movie. I wanted a little bit more of Killmonger. Just the fact that they killed him off, it was a great emotional aspect, but still, it just wanted a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was shocked to see that he died, because in the comics, I'm not the biggest Black Panther comic reader, but from what I understand, the guy is pretty much the Joker to Black Panther's Batman. That's how it is in the comics, and that was a big surprise to me, because I felt like you would get this great actor to play him. And I mean, here's the thing. It's a comic book movie. Can they bring him back to life? Probably. There's ways. I know there's comics where he's resurrected in somehow. Will he be brought back to life? I don't know. I maybe like little flashbacks when he takes the drink and he goes into that whole world. Maybe he'll see him in there. But I think there's potential for him to come back. But yeah, it was a surprise, emotional for sure, and it fits the whole story. And I mean that's something Ryan Coogler would do, is catch us off guard, because I mean I think a majority of people thought he was gonna live.
So now, Zach, let's talk about the end credit scenes. What you go to see MCU movies for, the end credit scenes. The first one, the mid-credits scene, you see that T'Challa is at a press conference in Vienna, where it took place in Captain America Civil War, and basically Wakanda is now opening the country to all their weaponry, and basically not making Wakanda as shielded as before. As far watching it a second time, that was pretty cool, but I came for the end credit scene. The end credit scene, Zach, I fucking told you. Bucky was going to be in the end credit scene, and he was. Because if you saw Captain America Civil War, he was frozen in carbonite in Wakanda, and this is our setup to Infinity War. And I also thought that Steve Rogers was going to show up, since he's in the trailers that he was in Wakanda. Maybe they make his nomad suit. I don't know if the comics works that way, but seeing Bucky in there was great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed by the end credit scenes. The first one especially, I mean, that's something I feel like you could have just tagged into the film. I mean, like, I really liked it, but it was more something that, like, I thought was just kind of an obvious thing that was going to happen. But yeah, Bucky, I mean, you were fucking right, Ryan. You were fucking right. Bucky did show up. And cool, fuck you. I get it. But, I mean, it was cool. It was nice seeing Bucky. I mean, it was a pretty... I think everyone expected at least Bucky or Cap to show up. But yeah, you are actually asking about Captain America and where he's at. I don't know if this would be a spoiler for Infinity War, but there is a comic book that is out that actually takes place before Infinity War, showing what him, Falcon, and Black Widow are doing before Avengers. So I'll just leave it at there. Can Infinity War get here, like, tomorrow? Because, not that, yeah, it's cool, I want to see all the heroes fight together, but I want to be back in Wakanda now.
Those are our final thoughts on Black Panther. That was our official spoiler talk, spoiling this movie. Of course, let us know what you guys think of Black Panther down below. Did you love it, think it was okay, absolutely okay, or did you hate it? Let us know down below if you guys think we're crazy or whatever not. I don't care. So Zach, thank you so much for joining me, man. We have a lot of collaborations coming out for 2018, man. Love you, dude. So Zach, one more time, tell my subscribers where we can find you on your social media.
Of course, yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Zach Pope. I'm one of the only few Zach Popes to show up. I'll be the one that reviews movies and all sorts of geek stuff. But over on social media, of course, you can find me at Pope the King on Twitter. And then from there, you can find me pretty much everywhere else. Twitter's the main thing I always use. But of course, Ryan, thank you so much for having me, dude. I cannot wait for our next collaboration and just talk more stuff. So many great films coming out this year, and it's going to be a great year for movies.
Yes, I 100% agree. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this collaboration. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe today. Go subscribe to Zach Pope right now. Should be at 1,000 subscribers right now. What is wrong with you guys? But, as always, guys, all my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.